In the vast tapestry of biblical history, the journey of Abram, later known as Abraham, stands out as a pivotal moment. At the age of 75, responding to the divine call, Abram embarks on a transformative journey with his wife Sarai and nephew Lot, leaving behind his homeland to venture into the land of Canaan. This land, promised by God, is already occupied by diverse Canaanite tribes, including the Hittites, Amorites, Hivites, Jebusites, Perizzites, and Jebusites. The Old Testament weaves a complex narrative, depicting the Canaanites as both hospitable and antagonistic to Abram and his family. The Canaanites, with their distinct cultures and languages, engage in agricultural practices, trade, and various economic activities. Their religious practices, rooted in polytheism, form a stark contrast to the monotheistic beliefs upheld by Abram and his descendants. Despite the challenges posed by the Canaanite presence, Abraham establishes himself and his family in Canaan, forging a complex relationship with the indigenous tribes. The narrative unfolds further as Abraham, at the age of 99, enters into a covenant with the Lord, leading to his name being changed to Abraham. His legacy lives on through his two sons, Isaac and Ishmael, with Isaac considered the ancestor of the Jews and Ishmael of the Arabs. Isaac, born to the barren Sarah, becomes the father of Jacob, later named Israel by the Lord. Jacob's 12 sons form the foundation of the 12 tribes of Israel, each playing a crucial role in shaping the destiny of the chosen people. Under the leadership of Joseph, one of Jacob's sons, the Israelites find refuge in Egypt. Initially, they live in peace and security thanks to Joseph's significant position in the Egyptian administration. However, as the political landscape changes, so does their situation. The Israelites face oppression and enslavement in Egypt, despite their belief in being chosen and blessed by God. The narrative reaches a turning point with the emergence of Moses as a savior sent by God. Instructed to lead the Israelites out of Egypt, Moses confronts Pharaoh, and the Israelites embark on a journey from Ramesses to Sukkot. The Ten Commandments, revealed to them during this time, form the foundation of Jewish belief, emphasizing the oneness of God. The Israelites' journey continues through the leadership of Joshua, who succeeds Moses. They carry the Ark of the Covenant, a sacred relic containing the Ten Commandments, as they conquer Canaan. The struggle against idol-worshipping tribes shapes the destiny of the Israelites, who rally around religious judges during times of war. The plea for monarchy eventually leads to the appointment of Saul as king, inaugurating Israel's monarchy. David, a Judahite, emerges as a pivotal figure, founding Israel's first dynasty and conquering Jerusalem, making it the capital. His conflicts with various tribes, including the Philistines, leave a lasting impact on the region. David's ambition to build a grand temple to house the Ark of the Covenant falls to his son Solomon, who commissions the magnificent temple in Jerusalem. Despite the initial peace and prosperity achieved under David and Solomon, the united monarchy faces internal strife after Solomon's death. Rehoboam's refusal to lighten the tax burden leads to the division of the kingdom into the northern kingdom of Israel and the southern kingdom of Judah. This separation marks the beginning of a tumultuous period, with both kingdoms experiencing varying degrees of prosperity and challenges. The northern kingdom faces invasion by the Assyrians in 722 BC, leading to the exile and assimilation of the 10 tribes, forever known as the 10 lost tribes of Israel. The southern kingdom of Judah, governed by the lineage of David, endures until King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon invades Jerusalem in 587 BC. The destruction of the city and Solomon's temple marks a significant tragedy in Jewish history. The Babylonian captivity lasts for 50 years until the Persian conquest of Babylon under Cyrus the Great. The Persian king issues a decree in 538 BC, allowing Jewish exiles to return to Jerusalem and rebuild their temple. This period of recovery spans 70 years and culminates in 458 BC with the rise of Ezra, a priest who, along with Nehemiah, begins rebuilding Solomon's temple. This marks the beginning of the Second Temple period, during which Jews live under foreign rule for the most part. The only period of independence comes with the Hasmonean kingdom, established after the successful Maccabean revolt in 167 BC. This revolt, sparked by the imposition of foreign customs and religion by King Antiochus IV, leads to the liberation of Jerusalem and the celebration of Hanukkah. In 63 BC, Jerusalem is captured by the Roman commander Pompey, marking the end of the last independent Jewish kingdom. From that point on, the land is governed by the Romans, with varying degrees of relations between Rome and the province of Judea. The crucifixion of Jesus in the early 1st century AD further complicates Jewish-Roman relations. By 66, tensions between the Jewish leadership and the growing number of Jesus followers result in a major revolt, escalating into the First Jewish-Roman War. Despite the military and technological superiority of the Romans, the province of Judea is far from the empire's center, posing logistical challenges. The war continues for 7 years, culminating in the summer of 70 AD when Emperor Titus enters Jerusalem after a prolonged siege. The destruction is extensive, with the city's walls and the Second Temple falling victim to the ravages of war. A large portion of the Jewish population is killed, and around 97,000 Jews are captured, enslaved, and taken to Rome. Historian Josephus records that approximately 30,000 of these captives are settled in Carthage, while those who managed to escape dispersed to the eastern Mediterranean and Mesopotamia. The Arch of Titus in Rome, erected after Emperor Titus's death in 81 AD, commemorates the victory in the Jewish war. The relief on the arch depicts spoils taken from Jerusalem's temple, including the menorah and showbread table. The imagery on the arch leaves an indelible mark on Jewish history, influencing the adoption of the menorah as the emblem of Israel in 1949. Following the capture of Jerusalem in 70 AD, a Roman colony named Aelia Capitolina is established on the city's ruins. The First Jewish-Roman Wars conclude in 73 AD, and the Roman policy of enslavement contributes to a decrease in the Jewish population in the region. However, a substantial number of Jews continue to live in and around Jerusalem. A new unrest, known as the Bar Kokhba Revolt, erupts in 132 AD, altering the situation dramatically. The city, now housing a massive temple of Jupiter, transforms into a Roman military garrison. The aftermath of the revolt, described by Roman historian Cassius Dio, is devastating for the Jews. Outposts and villages are razed, a significant number of men are killed, and Judea is made desolate. The consequences of the Bar Kokhba revolt are profound. Jewish prisoners are recaptured, sold as slaves, and Jews are prohibited from entering Jerusalem, except on specific religiously significant days. The Roman Emperor Hadrian renames the Judean province to Syria-Palestina, a strategic move to diminish Jewish association with the territory. Despite these challenges, the Jewish population persists, with migrations and exiles shaping their dispersal across the world. The Jewish population in Palestine experiences fluctuations over the centuries, influenced by historical events and geopolitical dynamics. The Islamic conquest of Palestine in 638 AD marks a significant milestone, lifting previous bans on Jewish entry into Jerusalem. However, high taxes and other restrictions prompt migrations from rural areas to urban centers and, eventually, from the country itself. The Crusaders' seizure of Jerusalem in 1099 ushers in an era of heightened persecution and violence against Jews. European Jewish communities suffered devastating attacks during the Crusades, spreading fear even among Jewish communities in the Middle East. Jewish-Muslim alliances against the Crusaders result in mass slaughter and forced conversions. Despite the challenges, Jewish communities flourish in various parts of the world, contributing to the cultural and social fabric of their host societies. Ashkenazi Jews in Europe, Sephardic Jews in Spain and Portugal, Mizrahi Jews in Egypt, Iraq, and Yemen, and Bukharan Jews in Central Asia and the Caucasus form vibrant communities with unique cultural identities. The Middle Ages witnessed pogroms against Jewish communities in Europe, while the Renaissance and the Age of Enlightenment introduced new forms of anti-Semitism. In the Ottoman Empire, Jews enjoy a level of prosperity and influence, particularly following their expulsion from Spain and Portugal in 1492. The Ottomans welcomed Sephardic Jews, allowing them to settle in thriving cities like Istanbul, Salonika, and Jerusalem. The late 19th and early 20th centuries witnessed the rise of Zionism, a movement advocating for the establishment of a Jewish homeland in Palestine. The movement gains momentum, culminating in the declaration of the State of Israel in 1948. The declaration sparks a war with neighboring Arab countries, known as the War of Independence, marking the beginning of a protracted conflict. Subsequent decades see continued conflict and efforts at dialogue and negotiation between Israelis and Palestinians. Despite the challenges, the quest for peace persists as both sides grapple with the complexities of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The ongoing occupation and expansion of settlements in the West Bank remain significant obstacles to achieving a lasting peace. In conclusion, the rich and complex history of the Jewish people spans millennia, shaped by migrations, wars, and cultural interactions. Despite enduring challenges and adversity, the Jewish identity remains resilient, intertwined with the tapestry of biblical narratives and historical events that continue to shape the world today.
If you found this video enjoyable, please consider liking and sharing it. Additionally, subscribing to this channel will ensure that you receive more updates in the future. Thank you.